things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. So Arkansas's offense takes the field for the first time today. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
Got a man in the middle. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they had hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Dropping back, it's Valdez. Finds his tight end. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. The Razorbacks come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. They'll try to power their way ahead. Breaks into the open. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice...
Got it in stride at the 15. Makes a grab over the defense, and they are threatening now down at the 15.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
They'll throw it from the red zone. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Let's talk for a second about Arkansas. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise, continuing to get louder and louder, haven't met expectations. And this is the business we live in college sports, when you get paid a lot of money to do a job and you don't perform.
Listen, at the end of the day in college football, it's results-oriented. They've lost football games this year, and so all signs right now.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
That is the perfect start for a defense that has really struggled against the pass this season. They're in the bottom portion, okay? Have struggled, but opening drive, making a statement. Maybe this creates some momentum. Maybe this turns the tide for this defense.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws for the tight end. Got him downfield. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. Missouri wants to go fast.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize, so you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Quick completion to the right. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the 1st down before they finally get him on the ground.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Pocket breaking down. Finds his man. It's Green. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Let's talk a little bit about Missouri. They've climbed into the top 15, reached a little bit of a checkpoint, haven't they? Playoff is 12 teams. But it's right about this range if people start tuning in to... Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. Didn't let on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47. Leaves it with the back. He has the first and still on his feet. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some hope.
Turning it on. Got it out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score. Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. To the air. It's Valdez. Fires to the wideout. And that pass was knocked down, but I don't think it's going to help the defense. I think they jumped.
Offside. Defense.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, you know, and the second one, you know, usually he takes me out of the game.
Wants to pass. This time he's got his man. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Look, I know this offense didn't have the opening drive of the game they would have liked, but their defense now came away with a massive takeaway. Now you're seeing how that affects the offense. They're playing with a little bit of a pep in their step. Nice throw there, getting the first down. This offense all of a sudden looks a whole lot different than what they did the last time out.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Looking for blockers. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. On the run, it's Green. Crosses the 30, he's got away. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. That's the end of the quarter, and Arkansas has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. It's caught. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options. He's going to run the football. They were dialed in, got that sucker to the ground.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Flips it out on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of him.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling pass and then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in space, he'll pick up yards in a hurry.
Oh, they dial up on second and a long way to go. The give to the tailback. Got the first down and still on his feet. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tigers with the 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a space. They go to the wide receiver screen. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Quarterback on the keeper. Got enough space, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And the extra point makes it 7-3. They put together an 81-yard drive. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. They'll start this drive with a chance to regain the lead, down 7-3. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires to the big fella. Works his way out to the 36-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the first down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. You know, don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Here we go. Looking to pass. It's Valdez. That's caught. It's high. And they bring him down quickly, but a good gain there. This is a great way to control tempo, control the game, feeding the tight end, and they've done it beautifully here in the first half.
You find great matchups, Reese. I mean, you think about it. He's too good to be covered by linebackers. You like your matchup versus a safety, so zone or man, whatever you want to do, I'm going to find the big fella because he's going to be open most of the time.
The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. And the Razorbacks have this offense rolling. Looking to throw on first down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Buying some time. He'll get rid of it. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Wants to throw on first down. Gets it out quickly.
And that's a situation right there where the quarterback is just taking what the defense gives him. The defense is taking everything away down the field. Just take the easy throw on him.
The Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. Strong pass rush. Gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Off the play fake on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Razorbacks want to move quickly. They're going to run it. There he goes. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. Looking to the big tight end. A strike downfield. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9. This offense can get a jolt of momentum headed to the locker room if they can take the lead here. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. So 3 previous red zone trips and 3 points. It's not efficient. They'd like to get it in the end zone this time. Wide out trying to get it in. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. Getting set for the point after. And the extra point gives them a 3-point lead at 10-7. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring it out. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. They'll open this drive, hoping to move it down the field. A touchdown would give them the lead. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Missouri will have to send out the punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll get this drive started from their own 45-yard line. Dropping back, it's Valdez. Throws to the tight end. Finds space on the right. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Looking downfield on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front, they could not protect him well enough.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half. It's first down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. And the Razorbacks will kick it off to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Davis. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. Tight game as we start the 3rd quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Back to pass on 2nd down. He's got an open man. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll do it himself. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
Man, this defense has to be better. You have to stop the first part of the option, and that is the quarterback. And he gets loose. He gets the first down, another set of downs. They need to figure out this plan and how to stop this quarterback.
Wants to go up top on first down. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Offensively, I love balance. I love when I get some big gains on the ground. Now taking shots down the field, but I gotta protect my QB. They did not keep him upright. He had a chance to make a play, especially after the big run play the play before. The defense was playing the run. QB couldn't get it done.
And the Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Gonna swing it on 2nd down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game, and someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down on yourselves and one play turns to 2. Nice job by this defense getting a sack, creating some momentum.
Got it set up on the outside. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. So Missouri will have to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch, called for and made. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. The handoff to Johnson. Past the sticks and still on his feet. He's loose down the middle. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Razorbacks! He got a step and just dusted the field.
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get into the second level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle. And with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Bunch formation for these receivers. Out of the gun, the running back has it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half.
Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll rely on running behind the big left tackle here. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive play.
How about that elusiveness? He's got space. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. Going to the run, it's Green. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Wants to go up top. And the pass rush. He is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And, man, this defense added again. They've done this so much today. Affected the quarterback, gotten sacks, forced third and long situations. It doesn't matter about the yards on the drive. Now you put them in a very predictable passing situation.
He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. It's fourth down, and they'll try the field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Nestled just inside that right upright. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. And that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
Cross the 30 out to the 33 and gains 4 on the play. The Razorbacks are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
We've reached the brink. Arkansas has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Give to the running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
This is an area of the game on offense you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field.
And it's intercepted. A huge 4th quarter play for this defense. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. This offense needs all the help they can get today, and that pass interference penalty is a much-appreciated lifeline. And the Razorbacks have it with a 1st and 10. He leaves it with his back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Back to throw, it's Valdez. He's got the tight end. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Gets it out fast. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. Caught close to the marker. It's high. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
They want to throw it. He's got it on the move. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with the lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be.
And it's a touchdown, but hold on just a second. We'll have to see what the flag's about. So they see the potential tying score wiped out by the penalty, and now time is starting to be against them. Now it's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake. He's got it on the run. He's down at the one, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in the game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that. So they've got the lead. They can make it a two-score game with a chip shot field goal, but instead, the offense is out there on fourth down. Back to throw, it's Valdez. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas! Fired in from the red zone for the score. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Down. Got his man. Gets it up to the 35-yard line before going out of bounds. Good start to this drive, and they'll need much, much more if they're going to give them a finish.
They need a ton more of this, but you got to start the drives great. The first play needs to be really good. That was a good start. Now we got to keep building on it, and we got to do it in a hurry.
Quick release by the QB. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Missouri gets to the line quickly.
When this offense wants to, boy, they can go fast. After the completion and first down, right back to the line of scrimmage for more tempo.
Looking to throw on first down. Wide open downfield. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. Missouri has it ready to go with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Looking for the end zone. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. You got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. He's looking to throw on third and short. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. Goes to the option. He'll pitch it. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense. The Tigers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Trailing by a touchdown here in the fourth, they'll try to get it back with the onside kick. A few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. These are the games. These are the moments. This is the opportunity for the fin. Turning it on! He stopped at the 32, picks up 10 on the play and gets the first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. The give as they work on that clock. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Guys, when you think about Arkansas, a nice way to go into the postseason and eventually the offseason with a W, but the question is, will it be enough to keep the Wolves at bay?
It's a great way to punctuate the season. You just have to wonder, though, if there were too many L's on the schedule to keep this guy around next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole body of work, right? You finish strong, but what does everybody look at? Like, how many games do you win? Who do you beat is important, right? Do you beat your rivals? Like, there's so much more. Do you have the team's ears still? So there's a lot that goes into decision-making, but it was definitely a disappointing season.
Quarterback takes a knee. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoil.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us.